Welcome to the ASL Family Channel. In Chapter 1074, when Morgans learned about the world government's desire to kill Vegapunk and Luffy presence on Egghead Island, he immediately got an idea to create sensational news. The news claimed that Luffy had kidnapped Vegapunk and challenged the Marines on Egghead Island. However, this was entirely false, as Luffy was actually cooperating with Vegapunk and had intentions to leave Egghead Island together. Morgans sometimes doesn't concern himself with the truth. For the owner of the World Economic Journal, news is entertainment. Thus, what matters most in news is whether it's interesting or not necessarily whether it's true or false. In Chapter 1089, it's revealed that the news had been published in the paper, along with the news about Garp disappearing on Beehive Island. People all over the world likely read this paper, including prominent figures on the seas. The Revolutionary Army's key members, such as Dragon and Sabo, couldn't have missed it. Sabo and Ivankov, who personally know Luffy, would surely find the idea of Luffy kidnapping Vegapunk unbelievable. They would assume that the World Economic Journal reported something incorrect. However, the fact remains that the Great Marine Fleet has indeed arrived. This puts the Straw Hat Pirates in a perilous situation. Knowing that Luffy is surrounded by the Marines might not elicit a surprising reaction from Dragon. However, Sabo would undoubtedly be concerned when he learns about Luffy's predicament. While Sabo believes that Luffy has grown stronger after defeating Kaido in Wano and becoming a Yonkou, his worry as an elder brother for Luffy remains strong due to their strong bond. Sabo would likely express his desire to help Luffy. Back in Dressrosa, Sabo mentioned that he would come to Luffy's aid whenever needed. Therefore, it wouldn't be surprising if Sabo feels that now is the right time to intervene and help Luffy. This desire of Sabo's would likely lead to a debate with Dragon. Currently, the Revolutionary Army is highly occupied as they've declared war against the Tenryubido and launched attacks on the supply ships. The Holy Knights will likely move soon to address these actions by the Revolutionary Army. Previously, Dragon stated that the real battle between the Revolutionary Army and the Tenryubido would occur once the Holy Knights started acting. As a result, the Revolutionary Army should be prepared for this situation. In times like this, one of the important figures within the Revolutionary Army shouldn't be focusing on anything else. Nevertheless, Sabo would insist on helping Luffy, promising that after aiding Luffy, he would be 100% committed to the Revolutionary Army's tasks. If he doesn't help Luffy, Sabo would struggle to concentrate, as his worry for Luffy would persist. After a heated debate, Dragon would recognize Sabo's determination. Dragon would come to understand that he can't prevent Sabo from helping Luffy when his intention is so strong. Ultimately, Dragon would allow Sabo to go. In fact, Dragon might even provide Sabo with troops to accompany him to Egghead Island. Recently, Sabo succeeded in declaring war against the Tenryubido at Marijoisie, which is an achievement worthy of recognition. This is why Dragon would grant Sabo the freedom to do whatever he wishes, with the condition that upon his return, he would be fully focused on the Revolutionary Army. Sabo, along with some Revolutionary Army members, would set out for Egghead Island. However, given that it's not an instant journey, the Straw Hat Pirates would need to fight before Sabo arrives. Sabo might arrive during the middle of the battle, or even when the battle is nearing its end. Egghead Island would be encircled by 100 marine ships from various directions. As Sabo approaches the island, he would likely use his Heiken technique to destroy several marine ships. This technique, also known as Fire Fist, has considerable destructive power. In the past, Ace used it to destroy Baroque work ships. Sabo's Heiken power has probably increased since then. He would immediately unleash this technique on arriving in the waters of Egghead Island. The presence of Sabo would astonish the Marine forces on the island. This surprise wouldn't be limited to the Marines. Even gorosei Saturn, who is on one of the ships, would be taken aback by Sabo's appearance. However, Saturn wouldn't immediately reveal himself, as he needs to keep his presence a secret. Considering Sabo's involvement in the Egghead incident, he would collaborate with Luffy to face their enemies together. This collaboration between the two would be intriguing, especially since Luffy has become a yonkou after defeating Kaido. Sabo is often referred to as the Fire Emperor. So this collaboration showcases the teamwork between the Sea Emperor and the Fire Emperor. If the situation on the island becomes chaos, Gorosei Saturn, who should remain hidden, might be forced to join the battle. He would unleash his power to confront Luffy and Sabo. If Kizaru has already been defeated, while the full extent of the gorosei's abilities remains unclear, being the heads of the world government, they undoubtedly possess tremendous power. They've been shown to be capable of shifting, indicating their combat skills. The true form and strength of Gorosei Saturn would be revealed during this incident. When Sabo sees that Gorosei Saturn is present, he would likely contact Dragon. Gorosei is one of Dragon's targets, and given that Gorosei rarely leaves Marijoisie, this is a golden opportunity for the Revolutionary Army to eliminate one of them. Facing Gorosei Saturn alone would likely be easier than confronting all 5 of them at once. Thus, there's a possibility that Dragon might also head to Egghead Island to deal with Gorosei. After facing Kizaru, Luffy would likely be exhausted. Hence, it would be more efficient for the Straw Hat Pirates to leave the island directly. Sabo would hold back the pursuing enemies, ensuring a smooth escape for the Straw Hat Pirates and Vegapunk to Elbaf. That wraps up the theory about Dragon sending Sabo to help Luffy on Egghead Island. What are your thoughts? Feel free to share them in the comments below. Alright, that's it for this discussion. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more captivating videos. Thank you.